Hey guys, in this project we're going to be building a simple website for a fictional mobile application called Gamma, which is a photo sharing app. Now this is suitable for our first project because it's really simple. Basically we have a landing page here, a bootstrap formatted page. We have the nav bar, we have this main showcase area, or Jumbotron as it's called in Bootstrap. And then if we scroll down, we have these three columns here with images, text, and buttons. And then we have kind of a features section, has a background color, we have an image, we have some bullet points that are using the icons that Bootstrap offers. It's responsive. You can see that it changes. Okay, it changes to fit the screen, and you'll notice if we go past a certain point the large iPhone image disappears just because it's much too big and cluttered on a smaller screen. You can see as we go down to the mobile size, it looks really good. Alright, so everything fits nicely. So and then we just have a basic footer at the bottom. Okay, so that's the home page. We also have a couple other pages, the about page. We have this title heading area. We have some text. We're using the accordion module that Bootstrap offers. And then we just have a simple sidebar with an image and some text. And then the contact page, we just have a Bootstrap formatted form and the sidebar. Alright, so very minimal, simple but clean looking. As far as the design, I'm including the PSD files, which are basically Photoshop files of this big showcase area, and also of this iPhone with the content, with the icon, logo, things like that. Okay, basically I found this image of the hand and the iPhone on a stock photography site, so it's all free to use. And then we just have the icons here for the app stores. Alright, so what we want to do is, you can see I have a folder called App Sales Page, and that's the folder we're going to build in. Right now you just have the design folder, which has those two PSDs. Alright, so what we need to do is, I also have our Bootstrap starter folder, or template that we created in the first chapter. So we're going to open that and just bring everything over. Okay, so we'll just copy that, paste that into this folder. Alright, now I'm going to open up index.html. You can see this is our starter template. We just have a black nav bar. Alright, so let's open up that file with the text editor. Okay, so this is all the starter template that we created. Basically we have our doc type and our head area, then our body's down here, we have the nav bar, and then an empty section, and then we have our JavaScript references. Okay, so first thing we want to do is I'm going to change this title here. We'll change it to Gamma Photo Sharing App. And then down here for the project name, I'm going to change that to Gamma. Alright. Now for the nav bar, you can see that the final project, it's pretty much the same thing, it's just white. Okay, so by default the nav bar in this template, in the sample template that we got, it's black. So we can change that just by removing one class. Okay, you'll see this nav tag has a class of navbar inverse. You want to change this to navbar default. Save that, and then we reload, and now it's white. Alright, now the only other thing we need to do with this navbar is I want to change the color. You can see that we have this green color here. Alright, so what we need to do is have a class for our text to be green like that. Alright, now you could do something like green text, but that's not good semantics, because you may one day want to change this to red, change the the overall scheme of the template red, and this isn't going to make sense anymore. So I'm going to use the class mText for emphasis. Okay, so what we'll do is open up the style CSS, which should only have this in it, which is the padding top for the to take up the space for the navbar. Alright, so let's add a class here called mText, and then the color, let's see, it's what is it? It's 1CAA98. Okay, so now if we reload, I don't think we saved the index file, did we? Okay, it's still not. A class navbar brand mText. It's weird. Just check it out with Chrome tools. mText. Is this even... Okay, style.css. That's really weird. Navbar brand mText. You know what? Let's add an important flag on it. Okay, so we just want to say important. Alright, so that works. Sometimes you need to override things with Bootstrap because it's taking the style from the core Bootstrap CSS. Alright, so now that that's green, that's good. You can see it looks exactly like the final project. Alright, so that's really easy, especially where we're actually using an about and contact page. Okay, so the next thing is going to be the Jumbotron, which is the big showcase area. Alright, and if we go to the getbootstrap.com/components, you can see down here we have a link for the Jumbotron. And this is what it looks like by default. It's just a big area with a background, has a big heading, has some paragraph text, and a button. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to actually copy this little snippet right here. And I'm going to put it right above the section tag and right below the nav tags. And we just want to space this out. Alright, so I'll save that and we can just see what that looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like by default. Now, you'll notice that the content is flushed up against the side, and that looks really ugly. And the reason for that is that we didn't include the container class. The container class basically brings everything into the middle and gives it margin. It just pushes everything to the middle, really. So what we need to do is inside of the Jumbotron class, we're going to say div class equals container, and we want to end that right here. Okay. And now if I save that and reload, you can see that it gets pushed into the middle, and it stays in the middle no matter what, even if we go down to the mobile view. Alright, so you always want to have a container. Now the reason that I put it inside of the Jumbotron div and not outside is because if I put it on the outside, actually I'll just show you real quick. If we do that and reload, you can see now the background ends at the container as well, instead of covering through the whole page. And you may want that, so this is fine if this is how you want it. But I would prefer to have the background stretch beyond the container. So I put it inside. Alright. Now, we need to obviously change a few things here. We're going to be using the grid, the Bootstrap grid, in the Jumbotron, and we're going to be using it a lot through this series. And let me just see if I can bring that up.